glad to have you guys on the show.
Thank you, man.
Thank you, man.
Thanks a lot.
Well, let's talk about the new album first off. It was great to see that you guys have a new one coming out. Comes out what, Friday, which is getting closer. But
oh well, it's really around the corner, yeah.
that's really close. But while Passion lasts, I mean, I got a chance to listen to it. I've actually listened to it probably for about a week and a half right now since I got the tracks, man. And it's a great album. You know, Blood from a Stone, Mr. Know-It-All, While Passion Lasts, obviously the latest single. But the ones that I have two favorites already, Hold Up the Night and Where It All Begins, which I think are two tremendous songs. Straightforward, classic melodic hard rock. So let's discuss how this album came about. What was the the beginnings, and tell us a little bit about how this came to be.
Well, okay. I mean, this is probably, as you heard, our most hard rock, hard and heavy, melodic hard rock record, up to date. But let me say that we actually didn't sit around a table and decided to go that way. I mean, it just came out naturally. It's probably a natural evolution from our previous album, Triumph or Tragedy, that were already winking into that way, to more, I mean, of course, it's still heavy metal at the end of the day, but already Triumph and Tragedy had a lot of those late 80s, first 90s hard and heavy hard rock sound. So yeah, probably we just exalted that vibe. But again, it came out naturally. That's what we listen to, especially these days. So, we didn't actually sit around the table and said like, yeah, we want to make a hard rock album. It just came out this way.
I didn't know if Danny was going to go, but I think what you're saying about this, and it's obviously that comfort level that you guys have now, obviously being a band, for, was it been 2011 now, working together and and you feel this with this, and it's the fifth full length. And, like I said about the chemistry, and you guys added Willy on drums, for this one. Tell us about that, and how it kind of fit together, because the sound is really smooth on this. You can feel the chemistry.
Yeah, he's a solid drummer. I mean, he's really, really, really good. And he's a friend of the band. Like he was a fan also. I mean, every time we played in our hometown, he was seeing us. We are friends. So when we split up with the previous drummer, I mean, we were touring Europe. I remember we were touring Europe, presenting Triumph and Tragedy, and things were like great with him, and we decided like it was better for both of us, like just split. So I mean, having a good drummer on our hometown and also a friend, and he knew the band. I mean, it was the obvious step to do. So in the end, we just called him, and he said, "For sure, guys. I mean, it will be a pleasure." And we are still freaking out with him because aside of a great drummer, he's like awesome human being, like he's so good.
He's like the best person ever. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, like all the time is smiling, like it's amazing actually. So yeah, he joined, and we toured together this year in March, right, Alex? Like
yes,
March,
yes.
we were presenting the Triumph and Tragedy record together, and everything was fantastic actually. I mean, he also did a hell of a job in the album, so we are really happy with him.
It's nice when you get a good fit like that too, when you get that, like I said, that chemistry and
Yeah,
and
in the end, we are a family, you know. I mean, and we like to feel this way with every member. It happened the same with Alex. I mean, I knew Alex from previous. He joined to the band, and when he first joined, I remember the first time picking in the airport because he's from Italy. I mean, we are based in Spain, but he's from Italy.
right.
And when we meet, it was like, I mean, I know this guy since forever. I mean, let's just go to the rehearsal and let's play and let's have fun, you know. So
Right.
we like to feel that way, and it's something that is really important for us. You know, also it helps the band to stay healthy. You know, like there is
Right.
nothing between the members, so we can do our shit together.
And focus on music. Yeah.
That's it. That's it. And listening to this, you guys, I read the bio obviously about the album, and you did something a little different that was explained, and you brought in some things from that classic era. Tell us about that. But what I like about what you guys did with this was really cool. Is a lot of bands go for that style and they try to get that sound back from those days, and it's kind of muddy. But you guys don't have that. I mean, this is like a clean, smooth production. So tell us about what you guys did to record this.
Well, what I can tell you is that a lot of research went into it, like a lot. We also bought some vintage gear from those days. Those days we were trying to recreate. That is a specific moment in time that we could nail down to 1989, 1992. Like let's say like the top of the analogic era. Okay. MTV at Bangers Ball, like at its top. Okay, that era. I think that era, those 3-4 years, it's crazy, but they have a very specific sound. Like you could recognize it. You can recognize a record from 1985 compared to a record from 1990 or 1995. Like it's crazy. I mean, we're talking about a 10-year span, but they sound totally different. And we wanted to recreate that sound. So yeah, we bought also gear that were used those days, like let me say the Yamaha SPX90, that is a multi-effects processor that were used by Zakk Wylde, Extreme, or well, a lot of names out there, or the preamp, the ADA MP1, the legendary one. I mean, of course, it's still a digital recording. I mean, we're in 2023 and we don't want to deny that. And I mean, also the digital era brought along some very cool things and facilitate things a lot, for sure. But still, we wanted to recreate a sound, so we really research a lot to how to get as close as possible to that sound.
Well, believe me, you guys nailed it. And not only the sound and how crisp everything is, but it's also that vibe that you get when you listen to it. It's like a good live feel. And I think that's what's great about this album, because you could, I listen to everything in my headphones first, so I could capture, everything that's going on there. And all I got to say is I love the feel. I love what you did. It really came out, clean, crisp. And I did see that Eric Martinson was involved in this.
Yeah, he did the mastering. In fact, let me name absolutely. First of all, our producer and mix engineer, Javi Feles from Moontower Studio from Barcelona. So he took care about the mixing process. He knows the sound. He loves Dokken. He loves those kind of sound. He knows what we're talking about, and that's the huge difference over there. I mean, he's a great technician, but it's full of great technicians out there. But if you work with somebody who actually don't know what you're aiming for, it doesn't work out. It just doesn't work out. Right. And same thing goes for Eric Martinson from Acclaimed. He took care about the mastering process, and he knew exactly what we were aiming to. So big shout out to those guys.
Yeah.
That's definitely a good mix, and those guys are killer. I mean, I had Eric on a few times, and what that guy does with Eclipse, but I'm glad to see him working with, guys like you too. But this really came off fantastic. But what I was talking about earlier is from the last album, to this album, you hear the band's maturity and the growth in the band. It's like from when I first heard you guys back in the earlier days, and all the way up through now, you could hear the progressions going all the way through. What's it like for Hitten to go in and record a song? Say, hey, we're going into, obviously not the studio so much anymore because everything's passed, from home to home because everybody's in different areas. But what's the process like? I mean, do you guys go for like a hook, or is it a melody?
Yeah, well, it all starts with a riff, actually. I mean, we give it traditional, if the riff is cool, we got a song. If not, it's gonna be difficult. No, I mean, jokes aside, I mean, it actually starts with a riff, with a good riff, but then also, you need a good vocal line and everything. But the beginning is the riff. I mean,
Yeah, we're still a heavy metal band in that sense. Like,
yeah,
it's all guitar driven. So
Right.
yeah. So but we know each other. So in the end, we just we create the riff, and then we just imagine the song. So, for example, I can compose very much a riff, and then a verse, and a chorus, and then I send it to Alexx, and Alexx understand perfectly, like here is where the chorus is. So that make things way easier. I mean, we know each other in terms of songwriting. Sorry, so that's also make things way easier. So yeah, we just I mean, we actually, it's true that I also live in Madrid. I mean, and I moved from Murcia, our hometown. I moved to Madrid, so pretty much I compose here at my room, and then I show the ideas to the rest, and same with the others. If they do something, they just send us the stuff. So, but everything starts with a riff, actually.
How do you guys feel, about the processes now? I mean, back then, I'm sure you guys have been in a studio before working when you actually have everybody in there, the engineers. What do you guys feel about that now? I always ask a lot of the bands, just to kind of get that feel. What's different now? Is there things that you like better? Do you guys like being in a room together, or is it work better?
Yeah, we work that way in Fish of Fate record was the last one. We went to a real studio to record everything, like from guitars, drums, and everything. But it was really stressful, at least for me. I mean, I really need to be alone, and I'm that kind of guitarist that when you press rec, I'm like the worst, like I
you
can
can't play
barely
anymore.
yeah, I can barely know how to take the guitar. So I need peace, and I need stay alone. Not like Johnny. I mean, Johnny just I mean, whatever. I mean, he's a shredder. Like just press play, and I will just go ahead. But it's not my case. So we did it like that in Twist of Fate. I mean, it came out pretty good. I have to say that. But I don't change and record at home for nothing. Like I feel so good here. Like I mean, if I have to do like, I don't know, 30 takes or any solo, I can do it. I mean, nobody's charging money, for that.
Right,
So that's great. Also, to write an album like this, that we are trying to recreate that period with the, I will say, like no budget at all, you know, like of course we got a budget, but they got like 10
compared to
times.
the golden days,
Yeah.
yeah, of course.
Right, right,
Yeah,
right.
yeah, they were recording like for, I don't know, 1 year or something like that. I don't know. Then, so
It's
we had
crazy.
to do it. Yeah, we had to do it everything in like weeks, and now studios are still expensive. So if we can save some money, like for sure drums, we go to a professional studio to record drums, you know, and vocals too. But guitars nowadays is like, wow, I can do that at home, you know. It's just you know, I would love to do it in a studio, but I really feel good at home. So
That's a way to do it. You got to have that comfort level.
yeah,
You know, we're talking about comfort level, and I wanted to bring up Alexx as a vocalist. So I think he fantastic voice, man.
Thank
It
you,
has to
man.
be it has
Thank
to
you,
be
John.
comfortable for you guys to go into any writing process to say, hey, look, you know, we can basically go in and do anything. We could write heavy stuff. We could write, you know, slower stuff, mid-tempo ballads. You know, you guys, what's that like? I mean, you know, being able to have that singer that you can write anything for, and it has to be a huge comfort level.
Dani?
Hey,
sorry.
put him under the spotlight.
I
There
can
it
talk
is.
about myself, man.
I mean, all I have to say is Alexx is a fantastic singer. Like, you know, it's he somehow has a connection between the brain and his throat. I mean, sometimes when I need to explain something, I have to take the guitar because I don't know how to recreate the note or the idea I got in mind, and he can easily like, you know, like it's direct. It's and also, you know, the ideas are great because without following any topic, he's doing his sound stuff, and which is lovely. I mean, which is fantastic. I mean, he really goes to another level. I mean, like the song starts here, and when Alexx sent the song back, it's like, wow. I mean, it's like, what the hell? I mean, you know, it's what I told you before about the connection, about the know each other in the songwriting process. You know, like we know each other fantastic. I mean, if I'm doing something with the guitar, I mean, shredding or any scale, he's not singing there. Even sometimes I ask like, maybe you have to sing here, and he told me like, no man, I mean, let's leave some space. so so you know, he has professional singer mentality, which is fantastic. I mean, it's great.
You're making me all emotional, man.
Hey, that's the point of these these interviews. Get them emotional, man. For you guys formed in 2011. You know, obviously in Spain. Tell us about those early days. I mean, because you know, I listened to you guys for you know, a while now, and listened to, you know, the style of the band. It was like you said earlier, Alexx. It kind of reminded me of Iron Maiden a lot in their early days. You know, with that good heavy feel. So tell us about how that was back in those days. You know, just starting out and you know, having that hunger. You guys still have that hunger, and it comes across in a sound.
Yeah, it was all uncompromised, you know, like we were just kids. We wanted to have fun. We wanted to play. We loved Iron Maiden, Metallica, all those big bands. You know, it's true. Also, a thing was happening in Europe that time. I mean, Enforcer were playing already. I mean, bands like Cauldron or I mean, everything was you know, kind of.
Yeah,
So
popping up.
yeah, exactly.
Right.
So we, you know, we just wanted to play and somehow to be part of the scene of that period, you know, like do our things. But as I say, it was without any compromise at all. I mean, we were just kids and play and drink some beers at the rehearsal place, you know, that kind of things. But you know, we just released like a EP, and we called the attention of a label, and we also went to play to Belgium for the first time. I mean, if I think about it, it's crazy. I mean, this was in 2013, the show in Belgium. I mean, and the band was playing for 1 year. I mean, we got only 4 songs out, so that was actually a great opportunity for the band. So things started to getting serious, and we just take it. We just go ahead and compose the first record, record it, and release it. And then some changes, of course, of the members, but I mean, nothing changes in the end. I mean, we are still the same kids, and we just want to record records and tour and everything, of course, with some adult things going on, like buying your home and your job and everything, that
Right,
sucks,
right.
but it's life, you have to
That's
do
right.
it. I remember when I was in the university, I mean, that was crazy. I mean, like, I don't have any, I can spend all the day playing guitar if I want. Not now, because
Right.
you grow and you have to work and do that kind of things. So, but still the same kids inside. I mean, what passion lasts in the end.
That's cool to hear, because when you have that young vibe and you think like that, it brings it out in the music. Like I said, with that hunger that you guys have with what you do. You signed with High Roller Records, I believe back in 2016, and I love what that label does. I mean, I've interviewed like Andreas from Air Raid, who I think is a fantastic band. That's
Love
on
them
High
too.
Roller. Those guys are great. But
Yeah.
tell us how that felt. I mean, when you came off of, you kind of just going through those growing stages, and then being able to sign with a label like that. What was that like for you
Well,
guys?
it was actually a game changer for us because, we sent him like a song from the record we were going to work, actually, because the song, the EP, I'm sorry, it was a 7-inch, right? The 7-inch was released before State of Shock was out. So we just try, we sent him the song. It was Don't Be Late from State of Shock. And he was like, yeah, I want to release this on a 7-inch. We were like, wow, what? So, we were freaking out. Like, I mean, High Roller was a really a really good label. So we were like, wow, I mean, for sure, this is a next step. And then he released this 7-inch called Don't Be Late. It was like Don't Be Late, and then we include like two B-sides. Like, one was a Mad Max cover, and the other one was a song called Red Light. And then he was interested in the next record, like he wanted to release a State of Shock as well, and until today, I mean, he's treating us like really good.
That's good. That's important, especially for the creative process, to have a label behind you, and
Yeah, in the end, it's
Yeah, let
good
me
because
say,
you are not like this,
right,
like
right.
yeah,
yeah.
let me say that actually that's the thing. I mean, high rollers really give us the benefit of the creativity. Like, it's all in our hands. You just want to put out a good record. The No tricky contracts, nothing like that. Just it's a very people label. Like, yeah, let's put out this stuff together, and that's all. Like, it's very easy business. It's easy to work with him, and that's amazing. Yeah,
That's good for a band too. When you guys don't have to worry so much about the business piece of it, you could just go in
it
and do
is.
what you do, man. That's great. You
It is.
mentioned earlier the Twist of Fate album, which I really thought that really cemented what you guys were about, in that stage, and like I said, I could hear the band gelling. Um, and I got it written down here. I mean, so many great songs on that one too. On the Run and Flight to Freedom. In the Heat of the Night is my favorite on that one. So I think that's a song, man. It's just it transcends so many different, generations, like you said, from back at that time all the way up until now. It's good
Yeah.
for for
You know,
guys like me to look back.
we didn't expect the. I mean, for sure, we are proud of the song "In the Heat of the Night," and we love it as well. But we didn't expect like people like that way. I mean, it's the number one. If you just take a look to the Spotify stats, it's like number one. Like
That's cool.
from the time it was released, is what like what? I mean, it's like okay, so we had to play it live. So but, we didn't expect that. Like it was like I don't know. I got some other favorites from the record, but in the end it was like okay. I mean,
Yeah.
we played that live. I mean, if people like it, it's okay.
That one was probably the beginning of all in the end. I mean,
Yeah.
it was the more hard rock song on Twist of Fate. Yeah, probably. I mean, it was the first album with me on the vocals, so probably
Exactly.
I'm a bit guilty of that. To bring the. I mean, I'm a metalhead. I love heavy metal. This was something very natural. It happened like. I remember when Dani first asked me to join the band, and then he sent me the demo. I said like, okay, let's do one thing. Send me something. I will record, and then we choose together do it or not. And he sent me "Flight to Freedom," and so I heard the song. They were coming out from State of Shock. That it is more like a US speed metal record, something like that.
Right.
So I was kind of shocked, like, hey man, this is totally my stuff. Like,
Right.
yeah, this is way more hard than heavy. This is wow. Yeah, I think I can do a good job here. So I sent him this stuff. And everything started from there. But yeah, probably Twist of Fate was a game changer somehow. Like it was what the starting point from nowadays Hitten sound.
Yeah, for sure. I agree.
We talk about the band sound and the the bands that I see you guys, like obviously Maiden and Priest, but there's so many good mixes like Pink Cream and Bonfire and Dokken, all of that mixed in with that heavy sound. And that's why I think that you guys, you could fit in so many different places in this style of music and have those fans, the heavy power metal guys and the thrash guys and the melodic guys too.
Yeah, that's what that's what we listen to at the end of the day. Like we're big metalhead fans, so of course, I mean, Judas Priest, Iron Maiden, I mean, that's our home. But as we said before, we're a huge fan of those hard and heavy of the late 80s, first 90s, or AOR. We're big adult-oriented rock fans. So, we just do what we like, and so why don't do it all together? So
Right.
that's the thing. That's our trademark at the end of the
Yeah, that is what I wanted to say. Like in the end, it's something that it's specific from us. Like it's something. If you think about it, it's like we mix everything. It actually I know. Sorry, guys.
No.
Yeah, I'm doing like ton stuff. Yeah, it's something that really is a trademark, as Alex said. That we mix everything together, which is great. I mean, we can not only play one style, let's say. Even we love heavy metal, so
you guys do
to
it well.
differentiate a bit the proposal, I guess, at the end. And
yeah, it's a good mix. Like I said, that heavy, that melodic, and we talked a little bit. I know Dani mentioned Triumph and Tragedy, which I think definitely took you to another level. Like I said, those progressions. And my song, you know, the first time I heard it, there's songs that you say, man, I remember when I first heard this, and that tied me back to that band, was Eyes Never Lie. And I think that song is just, I mean, to say kick ass in so many different ways. The melodies, the massive hooks. Tell us about that stage right there with Triumph and Tragedy, and you know, you guys taking that next step, and even writing that song, you know, Eyes Never Lie. I think that's a classic, man. To me.
Thank you.
Thank you, man. Thank you. It's some year passed now. I don't even remember. I mean, for sure, Dani came out with the riff, and then we started working on it. I think it was one of the first songs we started composing for Triumph and Tragedy. Am I right, Dani?
Yeah. It was actually, I would say, the very first one.
It might be, yeah.
I mean, I still remember actually being at my parents with the acoustic guitar, and we even played the arpeggio. I mean, there is a recording, a note of voice or something like that, lost in this Johnny's phone or somewhere, you know. But I remember. I mean, it was even 2019 or something like that, or I don't know. But
2018 maybe. Yeah.
Yeah, even so. So yeah, I mean, it's also one of my favorites, by the way.
Yeah,
I
it
love
was
to play
also
that song.
Triumph and Tragedy was also the first record where I was totally involved with the composition as well. Because I mean, when I joined the band on Twist of Fate was basically done. So I just put my vocals on it. So the process was different. So
Yeah.
See, when I listen, I mean, this is, you know, just talking about that album and the new stuff and all you guys have done. I see a band that I think is going to be massive. I mean, you guys are taking all the right steps, all the progressions, you know, and hopefully getting to, you know, the fan base that you need to get to. You know, I share things on there all the time, and you know, obviously you passing it around and say, hey, you guys, you got to listen to this. But you know, like I said, I see you guys getting there, and I really do, you know, hope to see you there. You know, to where everybody can say, hey, this is a household name here. We know these guys.
Thanks for the support, John. Thanks a lot.
Yeah.
Really appreciate it.
You're welcome. Really, man, because I love the band. You know, being, you know, the musicians, obviously, Alexx, you're the vocalist, Dani, you're the guitar player. You know, you have influences in metal, which we already know about, but who are some of those influences for both of you guys? And the next question is, who's an influence that would surprise us? Like, who would be somebody that, wow, man, that's an influence of theirs? Because it's always cool to find out, you know, listening to different things, you know.
Go, Alex.
I don't know.
Sorry. Bus, that's it.
So yeah,
that's
sorry about
the
first part of the question was like our main influence in general. Okay, well, I think might be pretty clear. Aside from let's say for the metal side, we can name Iron Maiden, we can name Riot, absolutely.
That's great.
From New York.
Great.
Like all the discography is like perfect. I don't know. I don't know many other bands that have such a long career with perfect records. Like all of them. I don't know.
Right.
Judas Priest for sure. And then, well, I could go on forever, so I will just stop there. And on the more melodic side, the more hard and heavy, for sure, Dokken, for sure, Whitesnake, I will say, XYZ. What can we say, Dani?
Yeah, Firehouse, Rat, some Skid Row too, for sure. Yeah, you know the stuff. So, and then you ask also for some other
Weird
influence,
influence,
right?
yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what to say about that. Like,
California.
Yeah, I mean, like I listen to a lot of stuff useless to say that metal and hard and heavy are my favorite genre. It's pretty clear, but I listen to a lot of extreme metal as well, like especially death metal, old school death metal. But I can't say that actually influenced what I do in Hitten, you know. I listen to a lot of soul as well, like or funky soul. I don't know. These days I'm listening to a lot of Gino Vanelli, the Canadian artist. Well, I'm just saying, you know, like Glenn Hughes is probably my favorite singer of all time. So it was kind of a, I mean, we all know what he did, but it comes a lot from that soul, that Stevie Wonder's vibe. I love Stevie Wonder as well.
He's great. Great.
Yeah. What can you say? He's the king. So
it's and you could hear those influences too. I mean, because you know you have an appreciation for what other artists do, you know, and even if it's not directly influenced, you know, somehow you pick it up. And
yeah. Sometimes I think about, I don't know, like, and maybe I'm writing down a vocal line and I have a singer in mind. It happens many times. Then of course I do it and it sounds absolutely different. Like, so you're probably, you can't imagine it, but in my head, this was influenced by. So yeah.
What's the metal scene like in Spain, Danny? I know you're there. I mean, what's it like now in 2023? And I'm always curious of what, you know, I know what it's like here in the US, you know, and I wish it was like it used to be. I mean, you know, there's still the rabid fans there, you know, it's just, you know, obviously radio doesn't have that influence that it used to have. And there's so much thrown at people now, but a lot of the bands now are starting to play US dates now, like Firewind's coming in. And, you know, just seeing those guys and, you know, but what's the scene like over there for you guys?
Well, in general, I guess the scene shifted from let's say US was the #1 country in the 80s for music in general, probably, but surely for metal and hard rock. The scene shifted probably after, well, when grunge came in. We all know this story. Since then, everything moved to Europe. In Europe, there always have been something. Even in the 90s, in the second part of the 90s, there was something. In Sweden, in Germany. I mean, Germany is the godfather of metal in the last 20 years, I will say. And Spain is actually very, very good. The scene in Spain is amazing. And, you know, it's different from Germany. It's in a lot of way. Also, Germany is like in the center of Europe, and that's helpful. You know, like every tour passed from there. You can, if you organize a festival in Germany, you got people coming from Italy, from Switzerland, from Austria, from the Netherlands, Belgium. I mean, you're in the center, even from the east. Spain can just count on Spain. But that said, Spain always had a great culture. By the way, I'm talking as an Italian, but I mean, I know Spain since years. I'm always there, so I'm half Spanish right now. So, but probably I'm more objective also because of that, because I know like how the scene is in Italy, that it's very weak, unfortunately. And 10 years ago was a bit better, but right now it's terrible. And sometimes I hear some Spanish guy like saying like, yeah, you know, well, Germany's better, here is not that good. I mean, like, okay, Germany's better, all right, Germany's Germany, but actually the scene in Spain is probably the best scene after Germany. But when you have something, you don't give the right value to it. It's full of people, it's full of young people. People really goes to concerts. I mean, we're just talking about a country that has rock bar in every city. In every city, like even in small cities, they have a rock bar. And if you go to the bigger city, they have multiple rock bars then they play underground stuff, or like forgotten gems from the 80s. You get into a club and you listen to Crimson Glory, to Y&T, to Gotthard, to, I don't know, I'm just saying random stuff. Like, I don't think this happened, not even in Germany, like in, like the medium metalhead in Spain usually listen to Iron Maiden, Judas Priest, and then you listen to Barón Rojo, Sangre Azul, Muro. Those are Spanish band from the 80s. Like, they're as big as Iron Maiden and Judas Priest over there.
Right.
That's the cultural level.
That's cool. That's really cool to hear. It's
Yeah,
good thing.
we have also some festivals happening right now, like in the last years. Like we got several of them right now. Like probably you find a cool one in the whole country. You go to the south, you got a cool festival with big bands playing. Then you go to, I don't know, to the north, it happened the same. Like there is things going on here.
See, that's good. That's good to hear. How do you guys feel about that? Do you feel that that it's kind of making a comeback? It seems like just from what I see and the artists that I talk to, it seems like we're starting to see younger people now interested, because it's, especially over here, I could say there's nothing to really get your teeth sunk into, because it's about as bland as it could get. You know what I mean? As far as, I think countries are rock music now over here, which is sad.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I can talk for the American scene. I don't know it that well, almost not at all. I know a lot of bands coming out from there, but then I know it's such a big country. Everything is different. Everything is different over there.
Right.
Here, well, when we were younger, when we really were a kid, I will say like 10 years ago, when Hitten started playing, pretty much, there was a very good scene. There was what I would call a revival, especially for classic heavy metal. Slightly before, it was the thrash time, like the thrash revival.
Right.
And there was a lot of people back then.
Right.
I can say that there's another revival right now. I see less people, but also, like, I'm talking in general, like, okay, like pretty much, well, let's say Europe. But I don't know, things are also so different. Like 10 years ago, social media were a thing, but they were a different thing. They were a different thing. They existed, but they weren't like everything, like all that matters. Right now, it's everything that matters.
Right.
So I don't know. I feel like also like younger people, the kid of nowadays, the younger generation are like basing their life is based on social media and internet, and that's their character. It's like their avatar, but it's like also like the real person in the end. It's like all mixed. Right. And so I don't know, a lot of people are actually living a virtual life, and maybe then you don't see them at concerts or whatever. Like, right. Sometimes I feel like it doesn't care that much anymore. But yeah, I don't know. I'm probably going for.
No, I think you're right. I mean, it's more shallow than it's ever been. I mean, as far as interaction and you're right about the social media piece. It has the good points, but it takes away so much too.
Yeah,
and you're exactly right. What about obviously the album comes out this Friday. We're all excited about that. But what's for the what's in the plans for the rest of 2023 into 2024 for Hitten? What do you guys have planned out for that?
We are going to release the record this Friday. Then we go to Belgium to play on the first weekend of December. Actually, it will be like
Blast from the Past festival, yeah.
Yeah, it will be
Nice.
probably the first show of this tour. We will be presenting some of the songs of the new record, and then we will tour our country, Spain, in the first months of the next year. And then in May we go to Europe for I don't know 10, 12 gigs, like a tour.
And we're still
And
working on it, but
yeah, and then then the summer is here, so we will play as all the summer festivals we can. So that's
yeah. We already got something confirmed from some summer festivals, so very cool stuff. And then we'll see, waiting for some American to invite us to your beautiful country.
Exactly. You get the invite from me, believe me. All I got to do is come up with the financial backing, because that's always the piece right there.
Yeah, I know.
Where are you based, John?
I'm in Pennsylvania. I'm in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
Pittsburgh. Cool. Are you a Steelers fan?
Yes, big time. Yeah, we're having a rough one, man. It's but I'm a huge NFL fan, man.
I'm a Ravens fan, man.
You're the Ravens fan?
Yeah.
Hey, listen, that is the best rivalry in football.
Yeah, it is, man.
So believe me, for me being an NFL fan, which I'm a rabid NFL fan, I got all the jerseys, I got all the T-shirts, the hats.
Same here, man. Same here.
That's a way out. But that's cool. I mean, it's mad respect and what you guys are doing in Baltimore. I mean, believe me, that team is looking good, really looking good.
Number one Lamar of the AFC.
Yep. They're gonna be tough in the playoffs. I'll tell you that.
Can't wait for that, man.
Getting closer. How about any last words, guys? Anything you want to get out to the fans? I mean, where can they get the record? Where can they connect with you at?
Well, for sure, social media, as we said before, absolutely. And we really hope to come there to play in America. Actually, what we play is American music. That's what we do. Like we got the American sound. That's what we try to reproduce since years now. So yeah, we would really like to bring it back home one day. And nothing. Thanks for following us. We're seeing that every day more people from US it's following us, and that's amazing, and that's great. That to know that people from the other part of the world is keeps supporting us. It's wonderful. So thank you.
You're welcome. How about you, Danny?
Yeah, well, people can follow us on all the social media, Facebook, Instagram, and we are really looking forward to know their opinion on the last record, which is coming next Friday. They can buy the record directly to us, or they can order to Hydro Record or any American distributor you got over there. And no more from my part. I mean, we are like super open to go there to play, and we are eager to do it as well. So yeah, let's see it happen anytime soon.
If any American promoter see this and want to get in touch with us, let's talk.
Yeah.
If I find anybody, man, I'll send them your way, because I'd love to see you guys over here. The band's great.
Thank you, man. Thanks, John.
For everybody that's listening, Hitten While Passion Lasts. Like I said, I've listened to this album, and it's killer. I mean, it's if you like classic hard rock metal, I mean, the sound's clean. It's the songs are huge. The melodies are tremendous. These guys have got it, and I want to thank you guys for being on the show. But one thing I definitely want to thank you for is doing what you do, man. It's appreciated by me. It's appreciated by so many fans, my listeners, and just keep doing it, because it's such a huge part of my life, and I know that so many fans, and you guys are artists, and we love you for doing it, man. So keep doing it.
Thank you, man.
Thank you,
man.
Thank you,
you give us the energy to keep doing it, man.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot. These people like you.
We want to hear it, man. I'm going to listen more. soon as I hang up here, I'll be on it, listening again and spreading the word, guys. So I'd like to have you on the show again. So if you guys have anything that's coming up, at any time, please hit me up, at Talking to Fast Lane or friend me on Facebook. And, we'll be glad to help push anything that you're doing, man. So best of luck with this album, 2023, 2024, and let's get you to the US, man.
Yeah, man.
Thank
See
you.
you there.
All right, guys. Thanks a lot, man, and have a good rest of the day. I appreciate it.
Thank you, John. Thanks again.
Thank you,
Thanks,
John.
everybody listening. Bye, man.
We'll see you
Thank
guys.
Bye.
Cheers. Rock on.